Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Taurus September 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as September goes, the sun will be in Virgo from the 1st until the 22nd. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Taurus, this could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on romance, love, hobbies, enjoyment, fun, amusement, children, gambling and speculation, even personal popularity. Given this is Virgo energy, this could be done with a lot of Virgo meticulous attention to detail in a very systematic, methodical, organized manner, but yet perhaps be a little judgmental of children and romantic partners, but also these fifth house matters done with a lot of analysis, but yet perhaps with a little worrisome and pensive energy as well. Next thing up. As far as September goes, the sun will be in Libra from the 22nd until the 30th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So for Taurus, this could be a strong concentration of energy, attention, focus on work, employment, service, health, hygiene, aunts, uncles, the daily routine. Given this is Libra energy, this could be done with a lot of Libra-like balance, fairness, tact, diplomacy, negotiation in a very harmonious manner, with a lot of peaceful energy, but yet somewhat ambivalent. And you could be bouncing a lot of ideas off people at your place of employment, your work life, and people prominent in your health life and your daily routine. And also, a lot of this energy could be done with a lot of charm, a lot of refinement as well, more so in your daily routine, perhaps than usual. So anyway. Next thing up, there will be a new moon in Virgo on September 9th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. In some cases, this could be a new Virgo, a love. It could be a Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant, or one that embodies Virgo-like characteristics, a new Virgo child, perhaps. This could be a beginning for some Taurus people, perhaps of some kind of extrapolation of data that might be connected with sports or something associated with fun or amusement. Be very apropos because this is the first Sunday of the NFL season, and you might see a lot of Taurus people starting something new in connection with fantasy football. Now, could be a new period of doing something Virgo-like that can be something connected with some kind of enjoyment, but with a lot of analysis. It could be something like Tetris, Mastermind, chess, or Haiku. And also, in some cases, this might manifest in a new start from some kind of very frugal or investment of some kind of, perhaps of something of a speculative nature, and also maybe starting some new period of greater personal popularity, but done with a lot of Virgo-like meticulous attention to detail and discretion. Next thing up. There will be a full moon in Aries on September 24th, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be, some cases, this could be about the revelation or unveiling of an Aries hidden adversary. It could be an Aries sun, moon, or ascendant, or one that simply embodies Aries-like characteristics. This could be a time where you might become somewhat full, tired, exasperated at maybe someone in your private life that might be overly combative, outspoken, acerbic, or acrimonious. This could be a time where you might become really exceptionally angry over some limitation or restriction, or it could also reflect or represent the culmination or completion of something Aries-like that you have done in solitude and seclusion. It could be something of a combative nature, could be of working out vigorously, doing something with martial arts, boxing, karate, perhaps. So, and it could also be a time where you might become supremely angry at maybe someone in your private life, or somebody that might just simply be driving you crazy. Since this is the 12th house, so this could be this could happen perhaps in this case. So anyway, next thing up. Mercury will be in Leo as far as September goes from the 1st until the 6th. So the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, you might be somewhat of a conversation dominator at home, or maybe with somebody. It might be a family member, or it might be someone you feel close to home with. This could be about generous thinking, about the latter part of life, and maybe even regarding traditions and foundations as well. Leo siblings, they could be Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Leo-like characteristics, might factor in more prominently in your home and family life, and also in getting in touch with who you are at the core, perhaps. And it could be also manifest in formulating creative ideas for the home. Anyway, next thing up, Mercury will be in Virgo as far as September goes, from the 6th until the 22nd. So the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. This could be about having analytical communications with children, with a romantic partner. There could be a lot of mental analysis over things of a speculative nature. Virgo siblings might factor in more strongly into your fun, amusement, and enjoyment, and even personal popularity. It could be Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Virgo-like characteristics. It could be a lot of pensive and worrisome thinking connected over maybe things connected with children or romance and other things that are fifth house related, and over your needs to have fun and enjoyment in your life, perhaps, and even popularity. So anyway, next thing up, Mercury will be in Libra as far as September goes, from the 22nd until the 30th. So the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, for Taurus, this could be a lot of balanced thinking regarding the daily routine, your employment, and your health. It could be also about really talking about legal issues, perhaps with an aunt or an uncle or somebody prominent in your daily routine, someone you may know at your place of employment or that you render service to. Also, Libra siblings may figure more prominently in your daily routine, your work, and your health life than usual. It could be Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Libra-like characteristics. And also, this could manifest perhaps in speaking with more tact, diplomacy, and charm in your daily routine, and maybe with aunts and uncles or somebody that is prominent in your work or health life. So anyway, next thing up, Venus will be in Libra as far as September goes, from the 1st until the 9th. So the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. This could be about very balanced spending in your daily routine, in your work life, maybe on health-related matters. And if you're unattached, Taurus, this could be an ideal time maybe to connect with somebody that might be maybe a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Libra-like characteristics. It could be somebody at your place of employment you might be giving service to. It could be somebody prominent in your daily routine, perhaps. And also, this could also manifest perhaps really valuing justice and fairness at your place of employment, and really about things being very equitable there as well, and valuing negotiation and compromise at that place of employment, perhaps, and more in your daily routine. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Venus will be in Scorpio as far as September goes. Excuse me a second, people. As far as September goes, from the 9th until the 30th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Taurus, this could be a time where Taurus, if you're unattached, you may connect with a Scorpio, a Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, somebody that might be in a legal or arbitration venue, or somebody in a courtroom, somebody that might be in a 7th house type profession. It also could be about valuing and having enjoyment of Scorpio-like things such as astrology, psychology, the occult, supernatural, with others in general, with a significant other, and even with a grandmother, perhaps. And also, perhaps valuing going beyond the surface and subterfuge, perhaps with open adversaries and enemies, And also, it could be a lot of intense spending on legal matters, and even ones that you could be more secretive in monetary matters that may be of a legal nature. It could be about getting an undisclosed settlement. So anyway, next thing up is Mars will be in Aquarius. Mars will be in Capricorn as far as September goes, from the 1st until the 10th. So the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So for Taurus, this could be about very strong, disciplined, consistent energy into one's, could be higher education, to things connected with publishing. This could also manifest perhaps in having more contentious, acrimonious situations, perhaps with in-laws, with grandchildren perhaps. It could be arguments with these people over maybe issues connected with business, with the government perhaps, politics. Also too, this could also manifest perhaps in a lot of, you could say, a lot of regimented energy into 9th house matters, such as perhaps publishing. It could be matters with higher education, and also too, this could be, you might be a little more propensity also to have arguments with foreigners, more so than usual at this time. So anyway, the next thing up is Mars will be in Aquarius as far as September goes, from the 10th until the 30th as far as September goes, and the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time for Taurus, well, this can manifest perhaps in putting a lot of, it could be sometimes sporadic energy into your career, your reputation. This could be also where a lot of selfless and humanitarian energy might affect that public image, might affect your reputation. And also at this time as well, doing this could be about arguments, it could be arguments with friends that might also be authority figures. You gotta also too, the way this could manifest, this could also be a time where you might become really angry, maybe at some dominant parent or an authority figure that might be exhibiting some bizarre, unusual, or idiosyncratic behavior at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Jupiter will be in Scorpio still, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. This could be a time for Taurus, a period where, where I've talked about Jupiter before, that it can be paradoxical, it can be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. This could expand perhaps some surreptitious or nefarious activity, perhaps with open adversaries. It could be with legal opponents, maybe even with the significant other in some cases, even a grandmother. But it could, on the positive side, this could also be about having luck and fortune and making a major transformation or change in a relationship, or in going beyond superficial and subterfuge with a significant other, with others in general, and being able to unveil secrets perhaps of these people. And also too, there's going to be a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm in Scorpio-like matters with things with a significant other, with others in general. It could be something connected with astrology, psychology, the supernatural, the occult, magic, doing things of an investigative nature perhaps. So anyway, well, next thing up is Saturn will be in Capricorn still, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time for Taurus, well, Taurus might experience some restrictions and limitations in matters connected with traveling abroad. It could be publishing, maybe even with in-laws or grandchildren. This could also be a period for Taurus where he or she might be taking care of a sickly or debilitated in-law or grandchildren. It could be something that could be Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, or the joints, and making Taurus feel somewhat melancholy and despondent. But it could also be about getting structure and discipline in one's religion, perhaps, if applicable, and also about perhaps could Taurus encounter some government restrictions on as far as publishing, perhaps, as is possible with this. But also older people might factor in to Taurus's philosophical outlook at this time. So anyway, Next thing up is Uranus will be in Taurus still, so the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time for Taurus, well, this could be a time for Taurus where he or she may make an unusual change with the appearance. There might be a greater propensity for some kind of electric shock to the body, especially if we're talking about the actual first house in one's natal chart. Also, too, the way this can manifest is Taurus might be exhibiting more innovative, ingenious qualities at this time. Taurus might be dealing with unpredictable behavior from someone from their early childhood, perhaps, and also Taurus friendships, perhaps, might factor in more prominently in one's outlook on life at this time. It could be actual Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant people, or ones that simply embody Taurus-like characteristics. And also, it could be about making some kind of, maybe showing something unusual on a first impression, or something very unique at this time that Taurus might like to show people and give someone on a first impression. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Taurus, this could be about perhaps a dissipation, a dissolving of maybe friendships at this time, acquaintances. Taurus might be somewhat feeling nebulous regarding one's future, aspirations and goals. It could also manifest perhaps in dealing with duplicitous or deceptive friends, or ones that might be tied into drugs or alcohol, and maybe betrayal from these people. And also, too, Taurus needs to be wary of false prophets that might really steer maybe Taurus to the wrong kind of goal or their wrong aspiration, or maybe convince them to join that wrong group or club or organization. But at the same time, on a positive end, this could manifest perhaps in Taurus looking at something Neptune-like as an aspiration or goal, such as something with the metaphysical, which could include astrology, or even spirituality, or something else Neptune-like, such as poetry, dancing, photography, chemistry, pharmaceutical work. So anyway, next thing up is Pluto will be in Capricorn still, so the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So for Taurus at this time, this can manifest in some cases. If Taurus is doing government work, this could be about covert government work. In some cases as well, it could be about the death of an in-law, of a grandchild perhaps. Also about the obliteration or destruction of some philosophies or transformation associated with them. Terrorism might impact Taurus traveling abroad at this time. And also it could be about power struggles with others, with maybe people at a religious congregation. And it could be also about making that transformation connected with a religion or even a philosophical outlook at this time for Taurus. So anyway, well, the next thing up is the North Node will be in Leo. So the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Taurus, well, the North Node could be about issues that one may have to address or confront. And this could be about having to address or confront maybe somebody in Taurus's home and family life, or someone close to home with that might be rather domineering, overbearing, arrogant, or extravagant even at this time. And also, too, it might be about where Taurus might have to really have to address some issues with maybe having to be a little bit more extravagant than usual about matters that might factor into one's end-of-life period, and also about taking pride, dignity in one's roots and traditions as well, and having to spend a little bit more on one's home life at this time as well. It might be having to be a little bit more extravagant as far as home expenditures go than usual, and also getting attention and being lauded for things that are done at home and from family members, and even the less dominant parent, which is often the mother. So anyway, well, next thing up is the Black Moon Lilith will be in Aquarius still, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. This could be about I mean, when you're talking about the black moon, Lilith, it could be about what could put one in a strong state of fear or trepidation. It could be about, for Taurus, losing fear and independence over that freedom in one's career, or perhaps even that public image of maybe being somewhat unorthodox or eclectic, or something that might be Aquarius-like, such as something connected with astrology. Something else that might be Aquarius, like being an innovator, could be another example. And also, Black Moon Lilith could be about formidable adversary. And given that this is, we're talking about the 10th house in Aquarius, this could be an Aquarius formidable adversary that might have a strong impact on Taurus's reputation, their public image, or even their career. And also about something that could happen where a dominant parent or an authority figure might be exhibiting overly bizarre, unusual, or idiosyncratic or radical behavior at this time. Next thing up. Excuse me a second again, people. Anyway, sorry about that. Chiron will be in Aries as far as September goes, from the 1st until the 26th. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Taurus, this could be going through some kind of perhaps emotional suffering and wounds, perhaps connected with acrimonious, combative, private behavior or behavior in your private life. It could lead in some cases to imprisonment, and imprisonment being one's self-undoing. And in some isolated cases, it could be dealing with an anger-related mental illness, and also some suffering and sorrow due to lack of initiative and enterprise and taking care of combating, dealing with one's limitations and restrictions. It could even be about maybe some battles or angry situations might be prohibiting proper sleep at this time. So those are some things you can way this could manifest, but remember that Chiron is the wounded healer. So in ways that you may be struggling or suffering in connection with Chiron and Aries in the 12th house, you could help others out, deal with comparable situations with a lot of Aries like outspokenness, courage, fortitude, assertiveness, and courage. Last but not least, Chiron will be in Pisces as far as September goes, from the 26th until the 30th. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. And given its retrograde, this could be going back to maybe, unfortunately, to maybe some friends that might be somewhat duplicitous or deceptive, or going back to maybe dealing with some, maybe you're going through some kind of emotional suffering from those people, or even unfortunately, it might be friends or acquaintances that you may have known might be reverting back to some kind of drug or alcohol use. But at the same time, this could be a positive. I mean, well, another thing this could manifest is about maybe some suffering being nebulous regarding one's future, and maybe what you feel maybe is the dissolving of one's aspirations and goals at this time, and maybe some also facing repercussions due to maybe gullibility in connection with friends or acquaintances. But at the same time, this could also, given that this is Chiron energy, I mean, it is the wounded healer, so in the ways you might be going through some suffering in connection with Chiron and Pisces and the 11th house, you could actually help others out, deal with comparable situations, and do so with a lot of Pisces like empathy, compassion, and self-sacrificing energy. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Taurus September 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Gemini September 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.